Happy holidays, y'all. It's your boy QP and my pal Heather Hertz here to give you the final pack of group of entertainment picks for the year, as we do, because we're not going to be here the final week of the year because it's the holidays, y'all. We need a break. But I'm honored that my pal Heather was even able to do this one because I was thinking maybe we'll take 2 weeks off, but we're recording in advance, so I appreciate her for joining me because this week of Christmas that these picks are some pretty damn good ones. At least I feel. I actually had the pleasure of seeing all of these already, so super excited to talk about it real quick and why they're my picks for the year, and close this out. So Heather, if you're ready to get down to business, we can rock this. If you're ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to dive right in with A24. They're one of my favorite studios, and they've got this new one with Nicole Kidman called Babygirl. Here we go.
Hi.
Hey, we need to have a conversation. You're very young. I don't want to hurt you.
I think I have power over you.
Did I add this to your list, Heather? Because it's in there.
Yeah, you put this on my list. This is a required watch. I've got a required watch list, and this is one of them.
Okay. So y'all stay tuned. We may have a review in the new year.
You have to be at work.
Is now a good time to
I need some female perspectives on this.
Yeah.
I chose you as my mentor.
I'm not a part of that program.
Oh, no, you are. You're on the list. I got an email and I clicked on your name.
How'd you get that dog to calm down?
Good girl. I gave it a cookie.
You always have cookies on you.
Why, do you want one?
Being a CEO means being a nurturer and a collaborator.
Get on your knees.
No! What?
Is that what you want?
I have these fantasies.
What do you mean? It's about giving and taking power.
What did you do? Go to a library? Look that up?
This is what I'm talking
No,
about.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No.
Say it.
Okay.
I won't do.
I will do.
Whatever you tell me. Say it again.
I'll do whatever you tell me to do.
Good girl.
I've never experienced anything like this.
You're my baby girl.
All right, there you go. Christmas Day, we getting freaky with Babygirl. What are your thoughts, Heather? What do you think about this one?
I want to make it. I want to like slyly put in that 50 Shades of Grey is a dangerous book about the inappropriate attitudes and responses within the BDSM community. Whereas we do need strong examples of empowerment and sexual freedom. So if that is what this movie gives, I'm excited for it. I love Nicole Kidman. She's a power all her own. But it's one of those where I also really don't want another 50 Shades of Grey. So I'm very concerned that we have a universe where we have a possibility of duplicating that. So yeah, there's some skepticism because we've had dangerous representations of the BDSM community in the public's domain. So I'm curious.
Agreed. I echo that. I don't think I ever saw 50 Shades of Grey. I didn't see
I've
any.
never seen it. I've never.
I know
seen
my
it.
wife read the book and all the other books, and they had girl parties with the films and stuff like that. But they were all like, "These aren't the books at all," and all of that. And I have friends in those communities, and I'm very curious. I just know how I conduct myself, and have my relationship with my wife, and just respect with people that however they choose to live their life. You know what I'm saying? I'm the kind of cat, if you don't hurt me and my family, then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Respect, do you. And as long as you're not hurting nobody. But in the kink sense, if that's your thing, then hey, I don't
Oh no, it's
no
as
shame
long
in
as
that at all. You know,
as you were doing it safely. That is the important thing. You were
very
doing it
true.
safely
Exactly.
and respectfully.
Because there's people that abuse that and claim it to be something else, and that is not it. You know, and that should be definitely recognized.
And that is what 50 Shades of Grey, the book, does, not just the films. It is a dangerous fan fiction. So please stop supporting that series.
Yeah. So I hear that. I hear that. And this film was just interesting. That's why I'm just curious. Because I think everybody's perspectives and are we evolving from 50 Shades of Grey? You know what I'm saying? With this, are we doing different things differently? So I'm really curious on everybody's opinion. I'm curious on yours when you check it out. So we may have a review, y'all. But I personally, because again, I had the pleasure of checking it out. I was entertained. Nicole Kidman, powerhouse. I think I was telling Heather, I want to take the AMC at the movies thing that we get when you go to the movies where, you know, we go to get entertained and splice it with certain pieces from this film because I think it would be hilarious because she goes there and I love that she's just comfortable in herself and willing to do that on camera and all of that stuff. So yeah, I was entertained. Whether or not that's how certain relationships are, you know, to each their own. I know people that's what they are, and more power to them. Do you? A lot of people had issues with the younger intern who she's, as you see, she has a relationship with. I thought it worked. Although I can also agree, like, she's leaving Antonio Banderas for this young cat, you know? Never know.
There's no way. There's no freaking way.
But you know, somebody who looks super good at one person can also be very tired of it. So you just never know in relationships.
But Antonio Banderas crosses the line. So, you know, but I will say that is one of the things that truly points to where there's misogynistic and patriarchal opinions. A older man and a younger woman, rock on. An older woman and a younger man, as long as he is of legal age, because it is illegal to do things with children.
Exactly.
It is okay. Like, let them do them.
Yeah, that's why, like, you know, I dig that they had it, because, you know, it's usually these men, younger female type archetype thing sets up in this stuff. So I thought that was great. So I enjoyed it, y'all. I thought it was entertaining. Nicole Kidman is being thought of for different awards for that, and I can respect that. And yeah, go check out Babygirl, y'all. Let us know in the comments, and maybe Heather and I will have a review on it later in the year. But now that we have that fire inside, Heather, let's talk about the film The Fire Inside and transition to that film. Here we go.
Gotta get those dad jokes in before the end of the year. I know.
Her, right?
Got a quota, Heather. A quota.
Yeah, golden girl.
There was a girl named Clarissa came into the gym tonight. What you think about girls' box?
Don't see no reason why she can't. She got hands.
That's fair.
Hey, mama.
Talk to you, man.
Going to bed. I got training in the morning. When you win that prize money, we get our own place. Just us.
USA Boxing hasn't won a gold medal since 2004.
Yeah, well, none of them boxers was Clarissa, was it?
As long as I'm boxing, I'm gonna be okay.
So you on a path, and everything you see out there is just one more thing to get in your way.
Oh, what you doing?
You think I don't know about what it's like to be 16? Hormones all everywhere?
Don't nobody want to hear about your nasty hormones.
Oh, you don't? Well, I'm gonna tell you, though.
When you gonna rip the Nike? Soon, bruh, soon. What's this?
That good protein.
Can I at least have some fries?
Coach Jason say no French fries.
We'll be going to China for the qualifiers. And after that, it's London. Can't nobody beat me. This just ain't what I thought it would be. All these people getting these endorsements. Meanwhile, I can barely pay my mama rent.
Maybe it just take more time. I would love to represent Clarissa. It's just much harder with women athletes.
It's not fair, but people expect female athletes to behave a certain way.
I won that gold medal by being me. What happened to staying true to who you are?
It's way bigger than boxing, Russ. So it's gonna be up to you to show who Clarissa Shields really is.
If I'm trained for the second gold medal, I'm gonna need exactly what the men get.
Is it the money? Is it the recognition?
Money is recognition. This ain't just about me. It's just for all the women.
Folks around here know that if Clarissa Shields can do it, they can too.
Seen more in your 16 years than most people seen in their entire lifetime. I want you to take that fire inside of you and turn it into something good.
Hey, yo, you represent out there. Show 'em how we do it in Flint.
All right, there you go. Also in theaters, Christmas Day, The Fire Inside, based on the true story of Clarissa Shields, one of our best women's boxers of all time. What do you think, Heather?
It looks fun. It's interesting that we're getting a lot of I feel like this is like the third or fourth boxing movie we got this year, which is really strange. But I'm excited. I think it's going to tell an important story about how so many of these people that we put on a pedestal for 3 months at a time, every 4 years, don't get anything else after. There are many an Olympic champion who go home and they can hardly, afford their basic needs. But we put them up high, above everyone else for a 3-month period, and that's it. They are paying their own way, they're doing their own thing, and they can't support themselves. But America expects that they support us, and that's just not right. And at the same time, this is all going on during the Flint water crisis. So I think it'll be a very interesting statement and a very good look at one of America's greatest modern athletes. I'm excited to watch it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's all of those things. I had the pleasure of watching it. And it's all of those things, and really equality with women athletes to their male counterparts. Clarissa Shields did more than a lot of the male athletes did during that Olympic period, and should have gotten the endorsement deals and the pay and everything that went along with that. And so she helped, really was that pivotal point to help push things forward to where they are at now. And it was just beautiful, and it reached across the board, and she is one of the best boxers of all time. Just in a very interesting story. Brian Tyree Henry, one of my favorite of actors in the current cast of actors we got out there right now, is remarkable in it. I really wanted to highlight his performance. I enjoyed it. One of the favorite parts. And the young actress playing Clarissa Shields is an actor on the come up. It was an entertaining film. If you don't know about her, you will know more with this. And that there's a lot of wins that women deserve to have. And how that also reaches even outward to everyone. So it's just so important that we recognize and we keep moving things forward. So check out The Fire Inside, available Christmas Day. More films coming out Christmas Day. I was torn how I was going to go with these two in regards to the topic, because I have two more picks. So I think I'm going to get a little dark and look for a review coming from us on the channel very soon. We're talking about Nosferatu. Here we go.
Come to me. Come to me. I've never shared my secret with any soul.
You've had these spells since childhood. Tell me what you can from the beginning.
It is like a dream. It was our wedding. When we turned around, everyone was dead. The stench of their bodies was horrible. Standing before me was death. But I'd never been so happy.
This creature is a force more powerful than evil. Its desire is to consume all life on Earth.
Only you can redeem us. He is coming.
There is a devil in this world, and I have met him.
But you could never please me as he could.
I'm ready.
All right. Will you all succumb to the darkness? Let us know in the comments below. Nosferatu drops Christmas Day. And stay tuned. We may have a review on the channel very soon for this film. But Heather, I know you had a lot of expectations for this film. One of your biggest expectations of the year was this film. What do you want to say about Nosferatu?
Of course, I want to limit it to because we have Creepy is even pulling in another voice because we really want to talk about this movie. But it's one of those. So all I'm going to say here is that Nosferatu was in my top 10 picks. I think we did 5. We did 5 or 10. Like we did. It was easily in my top 5 picks of the year. I've been waiting since this movie was announced. I think in 2022. I love Nosferatu. If you're a cinephile, if you're a movie historian of any type, or if you just love movies, you don't even have to be that deep into it. Nosferatu was the start of most horror, but it was also very artsy, and I don't think a lot of people know where vampiric stories began. It was very artsy. So when you go in, expect something that's more artistic. Willem Dafoe has decided that Willem Dafoe is squarely in his I want to do whatever the fuck I want and I'm going to make it as artsy as hell stage of his life, and I support him in every single way. So when you go into this movie, expect that. That's what you should be expecting.
And I'll just add to that, again, we'll have our review up on the channel. Robert Eggers, if you enjoyed The Witch, and now all the other projects are escaping me right now.
A couple of good suspense, not necessarily horror, but like suspense movies. Yeah.
Thrillers and all of that. So he gives with this a very artistic, as Heather was talking about in regards to artistic vein. I'll just say, without giving you the full review, I think he accomplishes that. And as you just saw from the trailer, those shots are amazing and they just only extend out from there. But check out our full review on the channel. And because we don't want to give away more, and because sometimes we can do that, and we want you to go check out our review. So my big pick, though, it was kind of difficult, but this one got the edge. And again, you'll see our review, and we may have a review for this one on the channel as well. But this one took me by surprise. I didn't know I was going to enjoy this film as much as I did, and it gets the nod over Nosferatu because I actually enjoy this a little bit more than Nosferatu. Not saying anything negative about Nosferatu, but for its own reasons. Let's check out A Complete Unknown from Searchlight Pictures.
You tramped all the way from Minnesota. Why is that? I wanted to catch a spark.
If you're traveling in the North Country Fair.
I say no one wants to hear what a kid wrote last month.
Well, I like your songs.
Where the winds hit heavy on the borderline.
Who wrote this? He did.
Remember me.
How about that Joan Baez, folks? Well, she's pretty. Sings pretty. Maybe a little too pretty.
Your songs are like an oil painting at the dentist's office.
You're kind of an asshole, Bob.
If you go with snowflake storm, when the rivers freeze and summer ends.
For anyone who's gonna hold your attention on a stage, you have to kind of be a freak. You can be beautiful or you can be ugly, but you can't be plain.
To keep her from the howling winds.
When's the new album out?
Soon. 200 people in that room, and each one wants me to be somebody else. And they should just let me be.
Let you be what?
Whatever it is they don't want me to be.
I hear Bob is playing electric
Not on our stage, he isn't.
They just want me singing Blowing in the Wind for the rest of my goddamn life.
Well, this is gonna piss some people off.
You came here with nothing but a guitar. You never talk about your family, your past.
People make up their past, Sylvie. They remember what they want. They forget the rest.
I want to know which side he's on.
I'm not sure they want to hear what I want to play, Johnny.
I want to hear it.
Turn it down! Play it loud.
Make some noise, BD.
All right, there you go. Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown. Were you ever a fan of Bob Dylan, Heather?
I am a fan, as in Bob Dylan pushed a lot of music to its edge to create new genres, to push music forward in history. You have to there are certain musicians that you have to respect, and you have to acknowledge. I'm going to use a really terrible example. Elvis Presley did a lot for rock, even though he stole everything he did. So you can't disrespect the fact that he helped push music forward, but you can't acknowledge the shit he did, the terrible shit he did. Bob Dylan is kind of walks along that same line. Him and Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash was apparently they had a pretty frenemy kind of relationship. You have these musicians that they stole from incredible POCs who were trying to push the boundaries but didn't have the right color pigment in their skin to go forward, or they had too much pigment, I think is the statement. But what he did for the music industry in totality helped and pushed it. He also did make a statement on the war effort, and against the war effort, which was a pretty bold move for someone at his time and someone at his growing height. So I am going to say I am a fan in which I respect what he did to music, but I will also acknowledge the fact that he did it on the backs of people of color. So.
Same. Yeah, I agree to those statements. Like you, I reckon, you hear Elvis, you hear Johnny Cash, you hear Bob Dylan. I know my parents were fans of his music. And so, yeah, and I'm as a fan of music, and one time trying to be I wasn't trying to be a musician. I was trying to start my own little Boys to Men R&B squad. I used to, have part of a church choir, part of a boys quartet. I used to sing and used to dance, but so I was very in the world of music and became familiar of that, but I didn't know too much of them. I knew some information because if you love music, you should study different musicians and learn the history of music. So yeah, became familiar with Bob Dylan. This gave me a little bit more information than what I already had. Love that Joan Baez is in there. Ed Norton plays Sam Eggers, I believe. I forgot. I might be brutalizing that name there. You saw Johnny Cash in the trailer. But just seeing how a lot of musicians are all interconnected and everything. And it was a very interesting film. And if you didn't like his music, you might become a fan of his music through this. But if you appreciate music, I think you'll appreciate this film. I thought it was a great film. Very shocked and surprised that Timothy Chalamet performed a lot of the music in there. So I actually was so impressed that I gave him one of my noms for the Critics' Choice Awards because of his performance. I thought he did an outstanding job. I've seen him in other things. This showed me even more his range. So shout out to Timothy Chalamet and Ed Norton. He's, we've seen him for a while in projects. I thought he was outstanding in this as well. I also gave him a nomination for his performance in this film. So that's why this kind of moved up over Nosferatu in different ways. And I actually gave Nosferatu different noms in regards to cinematography and some other production type work because of what they did with that film. So equal love, but this one just a little bit more enjoyment because of more of a music guy, even though I'm a horror guy too. I don't know. But I think there's just elements of Complete Unknown that I kind of would watch it again over Nosferatu in different ways. So anyway, some great films drop in for the Christmas holiday. A lot of films. And there's a lot of other projects that we've recently talked about that y'all should go check out that Heather and I also reviewed as well. But we have Babygirl. We have A Complete Unknown, The Fire Inside, and Nosferatu. Where do we go on the Richter scale today, Heather? Are we to the side? Are we
I
thumbs
think
up?
it's good. And if you add in the fact that even though it was last week as of when this is posted, we also have some good animated films that came out the week of on the 20th. So there's a really good mix of films for everyone out there. And of course, just to acknowledge it, because there are all the people who complained that they could not sing. Wicked, the sing-along, hits us this week as well on the 25th. So if you have it in your soul that you want to traumatize other people around you with your inability to sing on key, it is your opportunity to do so on the 25th. I will not be doing it because there's a certain level of trauma that I'm willing to give, and it's not that I'm passing that bar if I sing in public. So.
Oh, awesome! Hey, thank you for bringing that up. I didn't see those on the list, so appreciate you bringing that up, Heather. Because we both know fans were ready to sing, and we were encouraging for them to wait for this sing along, not the other non-sing-along screening. So please do it on the appropriate sing-along screening. Thank you, Heather, for bringing that up. So that's our last episode of the year, y'all. Go check out the rest of our episodes. Heather and I will be returning in the new year. I think we'll also do like a special most anticipated like we did last time. If Heather and I can find the time, fingers crossed we can. And then maybe even her and I do a little best of 2024 roundup as well. But I will have a almost 3-hour video with some other fellow critics that I'll be packaging up if you want to sit through that, but I'll also be sparsing it out through different sections of some of the best. I think this has been a great year of film and cinema. So show love to your local theaters. We need to, if we want to keep the theater as an institution alive, we got to go out and see these films in person. We'll do our best to kind of help you along that way, but you need to make up your own minds and decisions. Don't just go based off of our opinions, because, create your own out there. But there you go. Any last thoughts before we get up out of here for the year, Heather?
No, just have a good new year. Enjoy entertainment where you can. And enjoy the freedom that it brings you for as long as we can get it.
Yeah,
so.
Because we are going into the apocalypse. We are heading into the apocalypse, and I'm trying to hold out till hopefully we won't be in a new civil war and everything come July, because Superman, I don't know if you were seeing all those posts, Heather, we have a Superman to look forward to, but we are heading into the apocalypse. So will we make it there? We shall see.
Good luck to all of those who might be impacted by the furlough. Crossing fingers. It is the start of the holiday season, and the government decided to put rich people ahead of children and families. So good luck. We definitely, Creepy and I could definitely feel you in this case. So good luck. Good, lots of positive thoughts.
There you go. Thank you, Heather, for another amazing year. Appreciate you. Love you. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you all. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. See you next year.